Hello and welcome to TVC News at 4, and we're staying with the developing story coming out from Syria's capital, Damascus, where the president, Bashar al-Assad, has fled the capital. Well, Russia, one of Assad's main allies, says he has left Syria and has given instructions to transfer power peacefully, and his exact whereabouts are unknown. Rebel forces in Damascus have declared the capital city free of longtime ruler Bashar al-Assad as government forces withdraw. Well, with world leaders watching the rapid rebel advance against Syria's President Joe Biden's national security advisor said Biden administration had no intention of intervening. The president-elect Donald Trump also says the United States military should stay out of the escalating conflict in Syria. Well, let's get more perspectives on this matter as we have joining us now, the global affairs analyst Ejike Okpa. Good to have you on the news at this time. So now, what does the fall of Bashar al-Assad now mean for the political dynamics now in the Middle East? What are your thoughts on this development?
Well, thank you for having me. You see what the difference makes in 24 hours, because yesterday we were talking about it. We said, hey, this is likely to happen because the supporters for the president, they all are entangled in their own conflict, Russia and other supporters. Now he's fled. Nobody knows what the future holds, but the fact is, he's left. Hopefully, the government in place will now rally the opposition and the rebels, and they get to a table and don't see a situation like what's going on in Libya or South Sudan or anywhere else that such a thing has happened. So what does it tell us? When people hang on to power, even when the handwriting is on the wall, they still hanging there because of ego. At the end, they are disgraced out of office. And it's a lesson, and I hope all world leaders watch this, especially in troubled environments where they have to be able to say, you know what, I've done my time, let me step out, and for the benefit of the people and the benefit of the country, let me go into retirement. But in this case, nobody knows where it is. So since yesterday, obviously, he was packing his personal stuff to get out of the palace. And it's a disgrace, just like what happened in Gambia when Yahya all of a sudden had to run out. So again, lessons are there, but are they learning it? Nobody knows.
And talking about the rebels now, we understand the HTS, that's the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, seems poised now to play a future role in Syria's leadership. But how do you think the international community now can engage now in a transitional government that includes a formally designated terrorist group in this case?
Well, the international community cannot do anything the domestic community don't want to see happen. At the end of the day, this is between Syrians, and I'm hoping that they will, rally, the arms, put the arms away, and now said, okay, we've accomplished the main objective is to get this guy out of office. Remember, he wasn't even at the age to do this. Their parliament has to lower the age standards in order for him to become president. So now that they have succeeded in what it is, even though it took them, 10 years or more to accomplish this goal, they should look themselves in the eye and say, we have to rebuild our country. And we have to go forward. And then the international community will respect for their nationality and their national interests will rally for them. But if they go to the international community asking for solutions that they too don't want to embrace, then what you're going to have is more escalation and more rebellious opposition in country.
And away from that now, there are also concerns that the fall of Assad could lead to more resurgent groups like ISIS. How do you think this threat now can be mitigated, if at all?
Well, I mean, those are anticipations. It may or may not happen. I think the Syrians have seen that, more than a decade they have been in the situation they have been. So they are more likely going to push off all those other outside forces that may come in to try to destabilize. But again, you never know, who is behind those forces, encouraging them, rewarding them with things that at the end of the day, the country suffers. I think Syria, as an ancient an ancient nation in the world, probably are going to be wiser and say, hey, we don't need that. We're just going to rebuild our country and look forward.
And finally, what do you foresee as challenges in terms of rebuilding Syria? What do you foresee, if at all, the country needs to stand up on its feet again?
I think they're gonna now reach out to their friends. It's interesting that this is happening towards the few days that Biden has in office, and then Trump already signaled that he doesn't want to see more wars, more unnecessary wars. So I'm sure America is going to reach out to them. They're going to reach out to America. They're going to reach out to whomever. More than anything, they will not reach out to Russia, because Russia was the one that was supporting, Assad, and then who knows where he is now. So they're going to reach out, and then their friends and their sympathizers are going to rally for them, come with aid. Is it going to take 10 years to rebuild Syria? Who knows? It's going to take longer. But until the Syrians themselves said, hey, we're going to put away the arms and look for arms, to help us rebuild our country, then they will not have any success.
Well, that's where we have to leave it now. Thank you so much, Global Affairs Analyst, AGK Okwa. It's a pleasure to have you on the news at this time.
Thank you for having me.